So welcome back again. I'm just Lakshit. Thanks for giving so much love to all the episodes, and yeah, thanks for if you're following me. Thanks for following me on Instagram. If not, I'll just share the link in the description below. Please do follow me. If you are interested in my podcast, do listen to it on YouTube, or you can subscribe it on Spotify or Apple podcast. Thank you very much for being here. So today's video is about a journey and things I do more than creating content for video for YouTube and Instagram and Spotify, Apple Podcast, and a lot of things. Yeah, more than content creator. I'm also an author. I'm the writer of this book called Jainism Answers to Your Question. So the publisher is Notion Press in India, and you can find it all over Amazon platforms and all over the world, wherever Amazon exists. So it is published by Kindle Publishing. So I'll just start my journey, how I wrote, and then I'll just mention all the important things at the end of the video. So I did my exchange year in 2018 and 19 with AFS India, AFS, which is American Field Service, in France for 1 year. And I was in France. So France has a lot of, I was in secondary school, which is even called lycée. So France has a big schedule. So we start at 8 in the morning. Sometimes 9 and sometimes even 10, and we end at maybe sometime at 4, 5 or 6. So what happened, I was there in that friend's school and was doing my thing. I was doing my exchange. So before than that, I was there in a city. I was in a city called just 1 hour from Paris, which is called Chartres city. A small city, not a town even, it's a small city. And I spent my maybe if you know France from men, you would know about it, because it has very beautiful cathedral which is world renowned, and it's in UNESCO World Heritage Site also. So yeah, apart from it, the journey of writing this book, so I was there in a school over there, and from birth, as Jainism is about non-violence, we don't eat any animals. So I'm vegetarian by birth. I never even have consumed trashes of egg in some of the products in France, because as factories create a lot of things in there itself, I sometimes even had to eat biscuits, sometimes have to eat something else. So it had maybe trashes of egg, but never consumed egg like that. So yeah, the journey of writing this book has been pretty much hard. I spent 14 months to complete it. It was just published last year, 2019, in the month of December. Yeah, so this, how I wrote this, I was there and I'm vegetarian. It was hard for me being vegetarian in a country where you have, people have started consuming very less of meat in France, but then till now being vegetarian is maybe, I don't know, is it right to say or not, but that's a cultural shock for people being vegetarian, because so much pork and beef is consumed in France. So that's hard for people being, and they love that meat. So yeah, I'm not against it. You consume, but do try to avoid it. And I avoided it, and I controlled myself. I did not leave my faith in non-violence. I did not kill an animal or something. I have. So this book has been in her journey to write. I was in a school where the plate was full of non-veg things, and finding a vegetarian lunch in the school canteen was hard. So I used to eat nothing for a month. A starting month I had nothing in school, and I did not like the taste, and the taste was hard because the French food is bland and all those things, and etc. So things apart. So my friends used to, then the second month I started eating fruits and yogurts and cheese in the school and bread. So my friends used to mock me in the school which I was there first. That was not a good one, and people were not good and not so exchange welcoming. So there was a problem. I used to eat that thing, and they used to ask me, why are you eating this kind of stuff? Why don't you eat meat? It's good. I was like, no, I don't eat meat. I'm vegetarian. And being vegetarian was a shock. They said, why? I said, because of my faith. And France is a country where there are like a lot of atheist and agnostic people. So it was hard. So I was like, okay, fine. I said them the story, I don't eat because of my religion, and it hurt me because people used to ask that question again and again. I was tired of telling the stories again and again that why I don't eat it. And there was a boy in my class who said me, why don't you eat? I said, because of my religion, and we don't believe in non-violence. So he said, what's the name of your religion? I said, Jainism. So, like, which is this new religion? I said, this is not new. This is the third oldest religion in the world, but very less practiced all over the world. But we have large numbers in India. So he said, okay, fine. So then he said, why? But why don't you? Because I said, I already mentioned you. We don't harm animals. So I think can you just tell me the population of the religion? I said there are just 10 millions all over the world. We have a lot of people in Belgium, America, and Canada. So he said, oh, okay. So are you trying to market your religion to us? I was like, what the hell? Because I was not. I was just with a clear mind. I just was there for an exchange. I just wanted to spend my time there doing exchange programs, and that question just hit badly to my mind, because at the end I didn't want to do that marketing what he said. So I was like shocked for that. And then after I had vacations in October, and then I left the place. I changed my host family. I went to a new city called Orléans, which was also very near to the place where I left from. 1 hour from there, and it was the Paris was 1 hour again. It's not even 1 hour, it was like 54 minutes. So yeah, fine. I went there, and the first day of the school I explained. My family was host family was hard for them to understand because they are animal lovers. They can't live without pork and beef. And fish also. They loved the Indian cuisine, and I'm Indian also. So the reason they hosted me was I'm an Indian. That's the only one thing they hosted me, and all 99% they were against because I was a vegetarian, and they loved animal. So anyhow, she took this thing and she hosted me, and fine, this happened. They hosted. I was there. I went to my school for the first day. The school people, I explained my story that I'm vegetarian, I don't eat meat, and they were like, fine, no problem, that's okay. My friends were open to it, and they accepted it, and yeah, I just spent my 1 year there. So meanwhile, as I said again in the start, that we had long breaks through. So as we had computers in the school, I started spending my time there, and sorry again. So I just started spending my time in libraries, and so one problem in front of me was people asking me questions again and again on this thing and the topic why I don't eat meat, and explaining them was hard. Telling that story why I don't was hard. So then I accepted it, and I was thinking, I just got through. I just was seeing some random video on YouTube and write a book for no zero cost and get it published without paying anything. I was like, okay, this is good. So I opened it, and then it was telling about Kindie Publishing. So Kindie Publishing is totally free, and that was a good thing. They give you ISBN for free, and I was like happy for that. I started writing, and before writing I had a big thing in my mind, that was why and what's the thing I should write about. First, I tried to write a book on gathering Mark Manson, Gaurav Gopal Das, and Jay Shetty's motivation speech and articles. And and then I just asked permission, Jay Shetty, no reply from him. Mark Manson just said that, Lakshit, it's not possible because I'm just adding some more context to these articles and publishing them as book, and he has right now 3 series of that book. And then I just wrote, I did not write an email to Gaurav Gopal Das because they two were already not replying for a long time, so I left it, and that I dropped that idea. So again, then I started writing about, then I thought what should I write about. So one biggest problem in front of me was Jainism questions to answers, with people asking me again and again about it. I was like, fine, now this is a challenge, I have to write. But then, as it is a religion, you have to be very strong and have a lot of good references, because then I had to do a lot of research. At least 2 months I have done research for things. Just searched, collected articles, printed them, put them together in one thing. and I have done it for at least a year, 2 months. I just gathered them and made them one. Then I started typing them. It took me almost 10 months of it. Sorry again. Just had a good meal, so yeah, I'm getting burps again and again. Sorry again. So there was 10 months of writing, not 10 months, 2 months of there, and 8 months of writing, 6 to 8 months of writing, and 2 to 4 months of making, and this, what do you say, the book cover, because it's hard to make. Amazon Kindle has just, you can make the front one, but the end one has to be their design. So that was hard, and I didn't want to, it was not looking familiar, it was not there, and I'm not a graphic designer or some expert in animations or something, and I had no idea about creating this, and I didn't want to share my idea. My sister is an expert creating things like this and posters and all, but then I had no idea. I didn't want to share this idea with anyone. I just told 100 of lies to write this book because I didn't want to share my idea. This book took me 14 months, a lot of analysis, research, and a lot of hard work. And at the end, I just wasn't good thing. I wrote a book. Then I just wanted to market it, and I wanted first people to just check the wordings. So I just contacted an French newspaper. They said me yes, okay, and we met, and they said we don't do this review thing in our thing, so we can publish an article and find someone for you. So I said, okay, it's better you don't find for someone, I'll do it myself, and you help me find an article. Write about article about the religion, and that they gave in half page. The newspaper size was like maybe 16 by it's like 17, 20 by 17. The size was of newspaper, and like half of the newspaper was more than half. Article was about me having a big picture and telling my story. And that has been a hard journey because a lot of lies, a lot of hard work. I had to recite the text again and again, and that's the reason I have this accent, because I worked hard again and again on this, so I can get this accent. So I got this accent, hopefully, and yeah. So this has been the journey. So this book is about the religion Jainism, which is the world's oldest religion, the third religion. This religion existed in 560 BC, which is before Christ era, before Christ existed in the earth. So the religion is the third oldest religion. First is Hinduism, second is Judaism, and third is Jainism. So yeah, Jainism is a good religion, which I think have brought the love towards animal love and non-violence, which is great. And I think there's religion's ideas to be taken with people. So this book is full of ideologies, full of story part to part, and why this religion came into existence, and what's the story behind, and what's the current state of it. So yeah, this book has been on the top list on Amazon, as I said in the first. And yeah, so this is my journey of writing this book called Jainism Answers to Your Question, Paralakshit Kankarya. And I'll just share the links in the description below about this. And yeah, thank you very much for watching till the end. I'm thankful to each one of you, and this journey has been great and hard and everything. This doesn't come with no thing. Even if you just took articles and put them together, you have to research a lot, believe and references, put them together, and a lot of hard work. So yeah, thank you very much for being here, listening till the end, and yeah, loving my story. So thank you very much till seeing till the end. And